Yo, no, what's going on YouTube, and welcome back my fellow pixelators, and welcome back to another Minecraft pixel story build on Pain from Naruto Shippuden. As you know, in the last part we completed all of the clothing down here, and we did part of the hair, and in today's part we're going to be doing all of the headband for today. So without further ado, let's get started in today's blocks. So for today's blocks we're going to be using grey wool, black concrete powder, white concrete, white wool, clay block, and grey concrete powder. Now there'll be a list on the screen so you can pause the video at any time to grab all of those blocks. And once you have grabbed all of these blocks for today's area and for the first two blocks we're going to be using our grey wool and our black concrete powder, and we're going to be doing the cloth piece of the headband. So without further ado, we're going to fly over to the left hand side first. So flying all the way over to this side. And there you go. Once you've flown over to this area right here on the headband, for our first area, we're going to be going in between these two hair strips right here. So this one right here and this one right here, and we're going to be shading from one of these areas over here. And once you've flown over to this area, for our point that we're going to start off, we want to fly all the way up. And as you can see from the first hair strip here in between the two, so the first one to the left, we've got all these lines going up and connecting up to here. And we want to be flying to the very top, basically upright diagonal that connects to this line. So that's where we're going to start counting from. So basically I'm just going to place a grey wool right here, as you can see. So that's going to be our starting point where we're going to count from right there. So without further ado, we're going to fly back into that grey wool. And basically we're going to count underneath from here, starting with that basically as being one there. So without further ado, once you have flown up to here and you marked out your grey wool here, we're going to count 8 going underneath from here. So as you can see, I'll just use white concrete so you can see it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And once you have counted 8 going underneath from here, with your grey wool, we're going to place 1 to the left of the black concrete, just like so. So there you go. Again, as you can see right there, we start with our grey wool to our connecting point right here where the two lines connect. And I counted 8 going underneath from here, and I just used white concrete so you could see it. With that being done though, we are going to go and destroy those white concrete now, as we don't need that anymore, and that one grey wool up here. And then once you have done this, we are going to fly back to that one grey wool we placed going to the left over here. Once you have flown back to this grey wool that you placed to the left, we're then going to do 2 bottom left diagonals from here. So 1 and 2, just like so. Once you're in the second bottom left diagonal, we're then going to place 1 going underneath in the second one. And there you go. Once you place this one underneath right here, we're then going to do 2 bottom left diagonals from here. So 1 and 2, just like so. And once you've done the second bottom left diagonal right here, we're then going to place 1 grey wool going underneath from here. And there you go. Once you place this one going underneath, we're then going to repeat this to here 2 more times, going in a bottom left diagonal direction. So do a bottom left diagonal, then place 1 underneath, that's 1, another bottom left diagonal, another one underneath, that's 2. And there you go. As you can see, we should have 3 of those 2s in total, going in a bottom left diagonal direction. So 1, 2 and 3, and if you got 3 of them, that means you've done it correctly, which nice job on that. And we're now going to fly back towards the end 1. Once you have flown back towards the end one right here, we're then going to do 2 bottom left diagonals from here. So 1 and 2. And there you go. Once you've done the second bottom left diagonal right here, we're then going to place 1 underneath, just like so. Once you place this 1 underneath, do another bottom left diagonal from here. And then once you've done this bottom left diagonal, place 1 going underneath from here. And there you go. And then once you place this 1 underneath, finally but not least, do 1 bottom left diagonal from here. And there you go. Once you've done this 1 bottom left diagonal right here, we are then going to zoom out as we've done this correctly so far right here. And we're now going to take out our black concrete powder, and black concrete powder is going to go on top of the grey wool. So that's going to go all up in this section up here. So we're just going to mark this out nice and quick. And there we go. So as you can see, black concrete powder is going all up in there, and then grey wool is going to go all underneath. So then once we have done this, we are now going to move on to our next area. And for our next area, we've got a bit of an easier starting off point for us. And we're going to fly to the right, so to this hair strip right here. And for the area that we're going to go off right here, we're going to go off the 2 sticking underneath at the very bottom. So this very 2 sticking out underneath right here, we're going to be starting off here. So taking out our grey wool, fly all the way over to this 2. And for the point that we're going to go off this 2, we're going to go off the very bottom of the 2. So to this very point that's sticking underneath. So the first of the 2 that's basically going up. So that's 1 and that's 2. So we're going off this one right here, as you can see. And once you've flown to the very bottom of the 2, we're going to place 1 grey wool going to the right from here. And there you go. As you can see, we should be looking like that right there. Once you have placed this 1 going to the right here, we're then going to do 3 upright diagonals from here. So 1, 2, and 3. And there you go. Bit of a struggle there, but we did finally get it done. And once you have done your 3rd upright diagonal right here, we're then going to place 3 going underneath from here. So 1, 2, and 3. And there you go. Once you have placed 3 going underneath, we're then going to do a bottom right diagonal from here. And there we go. Once you've done this bottom right diagonal right here, we're then going to do 3 upright diagonals from here. So 1, 2, and 3. And there you go. Once you've done this 3rd upright diagonal, we're then going to place 1 grey wool on top, just like so. And once you place this 1 on top, we're then going to do 2 upright diagonals from here. So 1 and 2. And there you go. Once you've done the 2nd upright diagonal, we're then going to place 1 going up from here, just like so. And once you place this 1 on top, we're then going to do another upright diagonal from here. And there you go. Once you've done this upright diagonal right here, we're then going to place another 1 on top of here. And there you go. Once you place this 1 on top right here, we're then going to do 2 upright diagonals. So 1 and 2. And there we go. Once you've done the 2nd upright diagonal, we're then going to place 1 grey wool on top. And then there you go. Once you've done this, we are then finished with this area right here. So once we have done this, once again, same as the other side, taking out our black concrete powder is going to go on top of the grey wool. So we want to make sure we mark over here as well. And there we go. So as you can see, black concrete powder is going up there, and grey wool is going all underneath. Once we have done this though, we're now going to mark our other area, where this other area is going to get a bit tricky. Now when I say a bit tricky, it's not essentially that tricky, it's just that we can't really mark out the black concrete powder, as the grey wool is going to be going basically kind of from here to the left over here, and black concrete powder is going to go underneath. And the reason why we can't really mark it out is because, well, we would basically have to place going all the way up. That's just going to take too much time in the video. So we're just going to basically mark out the grey wool, and we'll mark a bit of black concrete at the bottom. With that being said though, I'll explain a bit what you should do basically to make sure you don't go wrong once we marked it out. So without further ado, starting off with our grey wool, for our area that we're going to go off over here, we're going to fly all the way to the left, to this bottom left corner by the ear. And as you can see, we got these 2 bottom right diagonals right here. So we've got this 1 bottom right diagonal, and then that 2nd bottom right diagonal right there. And we're going to be flying to the 2nd bottom right diagonal. So to that one right there where my cursor is hovering over right now. So flying all the way over to the 2nd bottom right diagonal. And once you have flown over to here, with your grey wool, we're going to place 11 going to the right from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Just like so. And once you place 11 going to the right, do an upright diagonal from here. And there you go. Once you've done this upright diagonal right here, we're then going to place 9 going to the right from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And there you go. Once you place 9 to the right, we're then going to do 1 upright diagonal, just like so. And once you've done this right diagonal right here, we're then going to place 3 going up from here. So 1, 2 and 3. And there you go. Once you place this 3 on top, we're then going to do one up right diagonal from here. And then there you go. Once you've done your right diagonal right here, we are then done with this area. So now we're going to zoom out. So then, now for the explainer for these areas. So as I was saying earlier, it's a bit awkward because black concrete powder is going to go underneath the grey wall. And as we all know, you can't really place black concrete powder underneath the grey wall, because if we do this, oh, wrong spot, oh, that's fell all the way to the ground, but there's a prime example there as well, but I'll go back and destroy that later, which it usually always happens once, but there you go. But as you can see, black concrete powder falls all the way down. It needs to have something supported underneath. So basically, we're not basically going to mark it out, because that means I would have to fill a bunch going up, and that's just going to waste too much time. So what my recommendation is to fill a bit in, just so you know black concrete powder goes in this area, and when it comes to filling all of it in, so filling it all in just like we did here and there, I want you to fill in your black concrete powder first instead of the grey wall. And the reason for that being is, if you do the grey wall first, you might make a mistake and accidentally go into this area where you're not supposed to go in. So that's why if you fill in the black concrete powder first, even if you do go over the limit, for example if you accidentally went over into this section, you know it's not meant to go there because you can see this grey wall here. So that means you know you have gone wrong and you can easily destroy it, and you don't have to come back to the video and fix that mistake. But if you place grey wall into this area, for example, just like so here, you're not going to know that you went wrong, because you might think that just looks right. Obviously, if you're going to have black concrete powder on top like that, then you know it's definitely going to look wrong, but it's going to be a lot harder to find out that you went wrong, and you're going to be thinking this looks weird, and then you're going to have to come back to the video, and then you're going to have to try and find where you went wrong. So basically, this is why I recommend filling the black concrete powder first, because it's a lot easier, you have a less chance of making a mistake, and that means you don't have to come back to the video and find out where you went wrong. So again, I recommend filling in your black concrete powder first before you consider filling in the grey wall. With that being said though, we're now going to fly over to the right hand side and mark that out as well. So flying all the way over to the right hand side over here. And there we go. And once we've flown over to the right hand side, same as last time, we're going to be going in between these two hair strips right here for our first area. So inside this section right here, and we've got a bit of an easy area to go off here. This time we're going to start on this line again, but this time we're going to start from the very bottom, so from that point right there. So once again, taking out your grey wall, starting from the bottom right here. Once you have flown to this point right here, which I'll just zoom out, as you can see, we're going to be counting from there, including that one. And once you have flown over to here, we're going to count 4 going up from here. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, just like so. And once you have gone up by 4, we're going to place 1 grey wall going to the right from here. And there you go. As you can see, we should be looking like that right there. And if you have done that, that means we've done everything correctly. So we're going to destroy those 4 grey wall, as we don't need that anymore. And once you destroy those 4 grey wall, we're going to fly back to the one that we placed to the right. Once you're flying back to this one that we placed going to the right here, we're then going to do another bottom right diagonal from here. And there you go. Once you're in this bottom right diagonal right here, we're then going to place 1 grey wall going underneath, just like so. Once you place this 1 going underneath right here, we're then going to do 2 bottom right diagonals. So 1 and 2. Once you're in the second bottom right diagonal right here, we're then going to place 1 grey wall going underneath from here. And there we go. Once you place this 1 underneath right here, we're then going to do another bottom right diagonal, just like so. And once you've done this bottom right diagonal, place another 1 going underneath. And there you go. Once you place this 1 underneath right here, we're then going to do another bottom right diagonal from here. And then there you go. Once in this bottom right diagonal right here, we're then done with this point. So we can zoom out. And we're going to take out our black concrete powder. And once again, it's going to go on top of the grey wall in this area. Just mark it on top right here. And there you go. We're now done with this section right here. So again, black concrete powder is going to go up in here. And grey wall is going to go underneath in here. Once we've done this, we're then going to fly over to the left into our next section over here. So inside this big section, which we're going a bit over to the top here as well, but basically that's kind of a separate part that we'll fly over to. But once we are in this section right here, we're going to start from the bottom right hand side. Once again, kind of the same as that side, but not as easy. And we're going to be going off the very kind of bottom over here. And starting from the very bottom, we're going to go up in the up left diagonal direction. And as you can see, we got this 2 right here. So we go up by 2 up left diagonals, so 1 and 2. And then we get to this 2 right here. And we're going to be going off this 2 right here. So without further ado, we're going to fly in towards this 2. And once you've flown in towards this 2 right here, we're going to be going off the top part of the 2. So we're going to be going off this part right here. So not this bottom piece, this top part right here, as you can see. And once you have flown to this top part of the 2, we're going to place 1 grey wall going to the left from here. And there you go. As you can see, we should be looking like that right there. Once you place that 1 going to the left, we're going to fly back in towards here. And once you're flying back in towards here, we're then going to do a bottom left diagonal from here. And there you go. Once you're in this bottom left diagonal right here, we're then going to place 9 going underneath from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, just like so. Once you've placed 9 going underneath, we're then going to do another bottom left diagonal, and there you go. Once you've done this bottom left diagonal right here, we're then going to place 2 going underneath, so 1 and 2, just like so. Once you've placed 2 underneath, do another bottom left diagonal from here, and there you go. Once you're in this bottom left diagonal right here, we're then going to do 5 up left diagonals from here. So 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. And there you go. Once you've done this 5th up left diagonal, we're then going to place 1 on top. And there you go. Once you place this 1 on top right here, we're then going to do another up left diagonal from here. And there you go. Once you're in this up left diagonal, we're then going to place another 1 going up from here, just like so. Once you place this 1 on top, we're then going to do another up left diagonal. And then once you're in this up left diagonal right here, we're then going to place 2 going up from here. So 1 and 2, just like so. Once you place this 2 on top right here, we're then going to do another up left diagonal from here. And there we go. Once you're in this up left diagonal, place another 1 going up from here. And there you go. And then once you're in this 2 right here, we're then going to repeat this 2 here 3 more times going up in an up left diagonal direction. So do an up left diagonal and place 1 on top, that's 1. Do another up left diagonal, place another 1 on top, that's 2. And then do another up left diagonal and another 1 on top, and that's 3. And there you go. As you can see, we should have 4 of those 2s in total there, going in an up left diagonal direction. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And if you've got 4 of them, that means you did it correctly. And we're going to fly back towards the end 1. And here we go. Once you have flown back towards the end 1 right here, we're then going to do 4 up left diagonals from here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, just like so. And once you've done this 4th up left diagonal, we're then going to place 1 on top. And then once you place this 1 on top, we're then going to do 1 up left diagonal from here. And there we go. As you can see, we're not quite done yet because we need to do a part up here as well. So once we have done this, we're then going to zoom out and we're going to fly above the pain symbol right here. Not pain symbol, I mean hidden rain symbol. And once we have flown above this symbol right here, we're going to be going off somewhere over here. And for our area that we're going to go off over here, we're going to be flying all the way to this 3 right here. So as you can see, this 3 along right here, we're going to be flying to this area. And once you've flown to this 3 that's going along right here, we're going to go off the very end of the 3. So starting from the left side, we're going to go from 1, 2, and 3. As you can see, this is the end of 1. So we're going to be going off the very right of it. And once you've flown to this point right here, we're going to place 1 grey wall going up from here. And once you place this 1 on top, we're then going to do 4 up left diagonals. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And there you go. Once you've done this, we're then done with this part right here. So we're now going to take out our black concrete powder, and we're going to mark black concrete powder on top of the grey wall. So without further ado, now also just when I said that you could fill in all the black concrete powder first, which is what I recommend, you don't have to do it for this area up here, just because we already do have this marked out. But specifically for that bottom area, you definitely want to make sure black concrete powder is filled in first before you even consider filling in any grey wool. But again, for these areas right here, as we already do have it marked out with the grey wool, if we overspill, we know we've overspilled and gone wrong, and we can fix those areas. But for the bottom, we can't do that unless we fill in the black concrete powder first. With that being said though, we do need to cap off the other end over here. So without further ado, let's go and mark out our bottom section right here. Once again, taking our grey wool, and we're going to follow over to the right end, over to this side. And for our area that we're going to go off right here, we're going to be going off this point right here, where the two black concrete going up from the hair connects to, and basically there's like a 3 on top, though it actually is 4 on total. As you can see, it does connect over to there, but it's just a flat 3 above into this area, and that is the one we're going off right there. And we're going to go all the way off the left from here. So we're going to be starting from this point right here, going to the left, and again this point right here. So without further ado, once you have flown to this point here with your grey wool, we're going to place 21 going to the left from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. And there you go. Once you place 21 to the left, we're then going to place 2 on top. So 1 and 2, just like so. Once you place 2 on top, we're then going to do an up left diagonal from here. And there we go. Once you've done this up left diagonal right here, we're then going to place 4 going up from here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Once you place this 4 on top, do another up left diagonal. And then once you've done this up left diagonal, we're then going to place 5 going up from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And there you go. Once you place this 5 on top right here, we're then going to do 1 up left diagonal from here. And then there you go. As you can see, we're done with this area right here. Once again, same as the other side. Black concrete powder is just going to go all underneath here. And as I said earlier, you can't mark out underneath because we have no support underneath. So once again, I recommend filling all your black concrete powder first before you consider filling in any grey wool in any of these areas. Then we will mark a bit at the bottom here just to make sure that you know it goes here, and so you don't forget. And there you go. If you do want to pause the video now and fill in all the black concrete powder as well first, you can do that if you want to, if that makes it easier for you to remember, or just get it done, you can do that. But with that being said, that is everything for the cloth piece, and as you can already tell, grey wool is going all the way to the left over here as well to those sections. With that being said, we're now going to move on to the actual centre part of the headband. And for our first block, we're going to be using for the centre of the headband, we're going to be using our clay block, and we're going to be starting from the right. Now technically, actually our first block should be our grey concrete powder, but as you know, you can't really stack up grey concrete powder in the right diagonal direction. So we're going to be starting with our clay block, and for our area that we're going to go off here, so as you can see, let's just say it's got 4 striped lines right here. We've got 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we're going to be flying to the 4th one right here. So all the way to this one right here. And we're going to be going to the underneath section first, so to the under half here. And once you've flown to this under half right here, as you can see, we've got this 5 black concrete going underneath here from the 4th one. And we're going to be flying to this point right here. And we're going to be going off the very bottom point of here. So as you can see, this 5th one right here. So we're going to be going off this one right here. And once you have flown to this point right here, we're going to do 5 bottom left diagonals from this point right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And there you go. As you can see, we should be looking like this so far. Once you've done this 5th bottom left diagonal right here, we're then going to place 1 going to the left from here, just like so. And once you place this 1 to the left right here, we're then going to do 8 bottom left diagonals from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And as you can see, this 8th one should connect down to the big long black concrete line at the bottom right here. And if it does, that means you've done everything correctly so far. And there we go, there's everything marked out right there. So once we have done this, we're now going to mark out the other side up here. So we're now going to fly all the way up to here. Once again, on the 4th stripe right here, and now we're flying to the top half, we're going to be going off this one very bottom right diagonal right here on the right hand side. So flying all the way to this point right here. And once you've flown all the way over to here, with our clay, we're going to place 3 going to the right from this very bottom right diagonal. So 1, 2, and 3. And there you go. Once you place this 3 going to the right here, we're then going to do 2 right diagonals from here. So 1 and 2, just like so. Once you're doing the second up right diagonal, we're then going to place 1 on top. And there we go. Once you place this 1 on top right here, do another up right diagonal from here. And then we're going to place 2 going up. So 1 and 2, just like so. And there you go. Once you place this 2 going up right here, we're then going to do another up right diagonal from here. Just like so. Once you do this up right diagonal, we're then going to place 3 on top. So 1, 2, and 3. And then once you place this 3 going up right here, we're then going to do another up right diagonal from here. And once you do this up right diagonal, we're then going to place 4 going up from here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And there you go. Once you place this 4 on top, do another up right diagonal. And once you do this up right diagonal right here, we're then going to place 2 going up. So 1 and 2, just like so. And once you place this 2 going up right here, as you can see, we should connect to this black concrete right here. But if you can't tell, we aren't done yet. And once we have connected to this black concrete, we're going to fly up by 1, so up to this black concrete right here. And once you've flown up to here, we're then going to do a right diagonal from here. And there you go. As you can see, we should be looking like that right there. Once we've done this, we're then going to zoom out. So then, what we're going to do now is we're going to take out our grey concrete powder, and we're going to mark this to the right of the clay block. Now once again, it's one of those awkward areas that we can't really mark out, specifically right here, because we would have to start from there and then have to mark it all out in there, which is just going to take too long. So once again, my recommendation is that fill a bit in for now. You can do like a bit here, and then there you go. And then I'll just do a bit here as well. I know, well, I can actually mark this one out here because it just is all the way to the right. And might as well fill it all in here as well. And there you go. And as you can see, essentially what's happening here, once again, the same as the other area here. I recommend filling in your grey concrete powder first before you fill in the clay. So when you come over to your grey wool and black concrete powder area, you fill in your black concrete powder first, and then do your grey wool. When you come into the middle with the headband, make sure to fill in your grey concrete powder first, and then start to do your clay area afterwards, because it makes things a lot easier so you don't make mistakes. Also, all 3 of these circle square things right here, those are all filled in with our grey concrete powder. So if you want to fill them all in now, you can do that, but grey concrete powders that should go all to the right and inside those 4 squares. Now, with that being said, we're now going to move over to our next area. So flying over to the left hand side, or just into the middle, so we can see everything. And there you go. Once you've flown into our center, for our next block we're going to be using, we're still going to be using our clay block, because we need to finish off the other side of the clay block. So we mark out the 2 areas, so we know where the clay block's going inside. And we'll be flying to the first line, so to this line right here. Once again, starting on the bottom half. And we're going to be flying to the 1 black concrete sticking out to the right here. So we're going to fly all the way over to this point right here. And there we go. And once you're flown to this 1 black concrete sticking out to the right here, we're then going to place 1 clay block going to the right from here. And there you go. Once you place your clay going to the right, we're then going to place 4 going underneath from here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, just like so. Once you place 4 underneath, do a bottom left diagonal from here. just like so. Once you've done this bottom left diagonal, we're then going to place 4 going underneath from here. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. Once you place this 4 underneath, we're then going to do a bottom left diagonal from here, and there you go. Once you've done this bottom left diagonal right here, as you can see, we're done with this path right here. So we're now going to fly over to the next half, and we're going to zoom out. And we're flying to the top part of the first line here. So all the way over to this side. Once you've flown up to the first line again on the top half, for our area that we're going to go off, we're going to be going off this 5 right here on the right hand side. So as you can see, this 5 going up right here. And we're going to be flying on top of the 5. So going up from here, as you can see. So once you're flown on top of this 5 right here, we're going to place 12 going up from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. And there you go. Once you have placed 12 going up from here, we're going to do an upright diagonal from here. And once you've done this upright diagonal, place 1 on top. And there you go. Once you place this 1 on top, we're then going to fly up by 1, so to this black concrete right here. And once you've flown up to here, we're then going to do an upright diagonal from here. And there you go. Once you've done this upright diagonal right here, we're then going to zoom out. And now time for the explaining. So once we have done this, we're now going to take out our white wool. And we're going to mark white wool on the left hand side of the clay block. So just going to mark this out nice and quick. And there you go. I'm just going to go to the other side as well. And make sure you get this point here as well. And then there you go. Once we've done this, we're now going to move on to our next shading area. So for our next area, once again, we're going to be using our white wool again. And we're going to be flying all the way to the left end to the symbol, to this 3 black concrete that is sticking out on the left end right here. And once again, we're going to be starting underneath first. So flying all the way over to this 3 that's sticking out. And for the area that we're going to go for this 3, we're going to go off the very right of the 3. So to this one right here. And we're going to be starting underneath. And once you've flown to the very right end of the 3, we're going to place 2 white wool going underneath from here. So 1 and 2. And there you go. Once you place this 2 white wool going underneath right here, we're then going to do a bottom right diagonal from here. Just like so. Once you've done this bottom right diagonal, place 1 going underneath from here. And there you go. Once you place this 1 underneath, do another bottom right diagonal from here. And this time we're going to place 4 going underneath from here. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. And there you go. Once you place this 4 underneath, we're then going to do another bottom right diagonal from here. And once you've done this bottom right diagonal, we're then going to place 3 underneath. So 1, 2 and 3. And there you go. Once you place this 3 underneath, we're then going to do another bottom right diagonal from here. And once you've done this bottom right diagonal right here, we're then going to place 4 going underneath from here. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. And there you go. Once you place this 4 underneath right here, we're then going to zoom out and fly all the way back up. And now we're going to do our other half over here. Now once again, we're going to be flying to this 3 that's sticking out to the left. And for our area that we're going to go off this time, we're going to go off the middle of the 3. So to this point right here. And once you've flown to the middle, we're going to place 2 white wool going up from here. So 1 and 2. And there we go. Once you place this 2 white wool on top, we're then going to do an upright diagonal from here. And once you do this upright diagonal, we're then going to place 1 on top, just like so. And once you place this 1 on top right here, we're then going to do another upright diagonal, just like so. And once you do this upright diagonal right here, then with our white wool, we're just going to go all the way up to here until we hit the black concrete. So we're just going to go all the way up. And there we go. And once you hit this black concrete right here, we're then going to fly up by 1, so to this black concrete. And we're just going to place 2 white wool going up from here as well. So 1 and 2. And there you go. Once we've done this, we're then going to take out our white concrete. And with our white concrete, we're going to mark to the left of the white wool. So without further ado, starting from the bottom. And let's just get the top part as well. And once again, those three square things right here as well is also all white concrete, as white concrete is on this side. And now for our final areas for the mark out, or our two lines, we're going to be doing the centerpiece of the hidden rain symbol. So we're going to start on the left hand side, as it literally is only one line on the left hand side. And we're going to be going inside the first line, so this line right here. And we're going to use our clay block. And for our area that we're going to go off to, we're going to go fly all the way up into the upper half of the first line. And as you can see to the right, we got this one black concrete kind of sticking underneath right here. And we're going to be going underneath that piece of our clay block. So flying all the way over to this piece right here. And once you've flown over to this piece right here, we're going to place 11 going underneath from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And there you go. Once you place 11 going underneath from here, we're going to do a bottom right diagonal, just like so. And once you've done this bottom right diagonal, we're going to place 2 underneath. So 1 and 2. And there you go. Once you place this 2 underneath, finally but not least, we're going to take our white wool. And we're going to mark a white wool on the left hand side of the clay block. And there you go. We're now done with everything for today. So as you can see, white concrete is going to go all on the left hand side inside those square pieces there as well. Our white wool is going to go all inside this centerpiece here and up here. It's also going to go to the left all on these sides down here. And our clay is going to go all the way to the right and all the rest of the hidden rain symbol. And clay is also going to go underneath into these sections, up and above here. And then our grey concrete powder is going to go to the right inside these sections and to these sections here as well. Also, as I was saying earlier, please make sure to fill in your grey concrete powder first before filling in any clay, because you might go wrong. And I don't want people to make mistakes and have to come back to the video. It's a lot easier if you do your grey concrete powder first, because if you make mistakes, you can find out where you went wrong quite easily by your own knowledge. With that being said as well, the same considers for the black concrete powder. Fill in your black concrete powder first before you fill in your grey wool, so make less mistakes, and black concrete powder goes into there, and grey wool all on the rest. Once again though, I am going to show you my result filled in as well, so without further ado, flying all the way over to the left hand side. And there we go. Once again, I'm going to give you 2 options as per usual. If you want to fill everything in for yourself, see the end result for yourself, then you can pause the video right now. Or if you want a reference basically to make sure you don't go wrong and you want to see my result so you can copy it off that, then you can pause the video right now. And there you go. As you can see, we have filled in all the grey wool underneath in this section, and we also filled in the 2 areas with the black concrete powder going up here. Once again, as I said earlier, when we were marking everything out, make sure to fill in your black concrete powder first in this underneath area. As you can see, it should be looking like this. It makes things a lot easier, and it does mean you're going to make a lot less mistakes. With that being said, you can pause the video at any point in time to fill in any of these areas while we're just looking at and going through them. As you can see in the center piece of the headband, we have filled in all the white concrete to the left, all the white wool in the next area, all the clay in the next area, and then all the grey concrete powder to the right. Also, make sure to fill in your grey concrete powder first before you fill in any clay as well. Also, above the headband, you can see we've done all the grey wool to the left, and then flying over to the right, same as the other side, all the 2 black concrete areas have been filled up, and the grey wool has been filled all underneath inside the section, and again, the black concrete powder underneath, all the way connecting to there. With that being said, that is everything to look at, so we're now just going to zoom out and see everything in frame so far, and the headband is definitely looking very nice already with those colours shaded in. Now we're just going to fully zoom out and see everything, and there you go, there's everything in frame right there. Now we should have only 1 to 2 more parts. It depends on how long the face takes, because I'm going to specifically do the face first. All the other details are actually kind of small, and they're pretty much actually just one colour in each area, so it might not be too bad, but there is definitely a lot to do for the face in terms of shading, because it's very annoying blocks, so we'll see. But with all of that being said, that is everything for today, and once again, if you think the builds are looking awesome right now, make sure to go and hit that like button. Also, make sure to go and subscribe if you're new to the channel, or if you find yourself coming back often and you haven't done it yet, make sure to do it, because it is much appreciated, helps out a lot, and gets us closer to that 1,000 sub goal. And with all of that being said, that is everything for today. So again, without further ado, I will see you in the next one. So peace out, enjoy the rest of your day, and goodbye.